click, and transition, and hello. Uh-oh. There we go. All right. Audio's working.
I hear that.
How are you doing? How are you doing, Mama?
I'm doing all right.
All right. And Tulrak is in the chat. Hello, hello. How are
hello,
you doing,
Tulrak.
Tulrak? Yeah. What all have you been up to, Mama?
Not a lot, just working.
Yep. I haven't
Getting
been
older.
up. But yeah, I haven't been up to too much. Yeah. Did you do anything?
I know you were awake at 3 a.m.
Yeah, it's because I woke up at 2 a.m. after going to sleep at like 5. So I took a little bit of a nap before this. Yeah. So my sleep schedule can't decide whether it wants to like go to sleep at like I don't know, weird hours, like whether I'm supposed to be a night owl or an early bird or anything along those lines. None of it makes sense.
Yep, I understand that. Been there, done that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't really done anything worth sharing, so I'm ready to start doing some Sudoku puzzles if you are.
Yep.
Alright, then Sudoku, transition, and I guess the first puzzle we're gonna do is not even a Sudoku puzzle, but it's close enough. Secret Philomeno by Dorlier. Divide the grid into regions of orthogonally connected cells. Each cell should contain a number equal to the size of its region, i.e. the number of cells in its region. Each number from 1 to 9 must be present in the grid. Cells adjacent to each other can't be consecutive, not even diagonally. And cells separated by a black dot must contain digits with a 1 to 2 ratio, i.e. one digit must be double the other. So Philomeno rules are just simply that, like, if I've got a region of size 4, then I would fill it with 4s. If it's a region of size 5, I fill it with 5s. And the goal is to fill the whole box, just like with Sudoku. But these are our placement rules. Then this one would say that you can't have a 4 and a 5 like this. That wouldn't be allowed because 5s and 4s can't be next to each other. And then the 1 to 2 ratio means if I put a 3 here, I would put a 6 across. A 2 would be either a 1 or a 4, and a 4 could be 2 or an 8. But yeah, alright, I think that is our rules. So let's begin.
Well, there are 45 cells in the grid, so 1 through 9 each once.
Mm-hmm.
Since they all have to be represented. Well, it didn't say that exactly once, so.
It says each number from 1 to 9 must be present, and if the top is 9 and the side is 5, that's 45. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. Yeah. So if they all have to appear, then they only have enough room to appear once. Well, we know that 1 cannot appear on any of these because they cannot be consecutive in any type of adjacency. You can't put a 1 and then a 2 even diagonal to it. So you can't put it consecutively across the dot. Can they? I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 options. So we've got some duplicates.
Right. And they'll have to be close enough. The duplicate one will have to be close enough to fall in with its partner, because like 2 and 4
Yeah, you couldn't
can't be
put 2.
duplicated.
Yeah. 4 could be duplicated like this, and then you make that a 2 and an 8 here. But
3 and 6 can be duplicated because the 3s can go together.
yeah, and 6 wraps around. You could do 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that's how that one has to be, because that's the only way that 4 is going to connect those two. 5, 6, 7, 8. Because then you have to have, then you can do 3 and 6, and you've got room for one more for 6.
Yeah.
Because if we did 4 over here to give you 2 and 8, then you couldn't use 2, 4, or 8 over here. 2's not going to be able to reach to get to the other one, and you couldn't use 4 or 8 again.
Yeah. So 4, 8, and 3, 6 are going to have to be duplicated.
I'm going to turn off the conflict checker real quick. And I think these are 3s and 6s. I think that's the only way that works. I could be wrong, but
Well, 9's going to have to go around the right-hand edge because it can't touch 8s.
even diagonally.
Well, right.
And there's
so
not enough space in this corner.
Right. So if you mark off where 9 cannot be, well, I wouldn't worry about it over there, but, yeah. That's 8 that you've got there now.
And the 6 is going to have to take up a lot of this space. And if the 9 takes up this one, then that would be the 3 going around this way. Although 7 has to be in this region.
6 or 8.
7's basically not working at all.
Yeah.
So maybe this isn't correct. But they all, each region appears once. Because there's 45 spaces in the grid,
right?
And we have to have 1 through 9, which is sums to 45. I can't make 3 and 6 cover both of these. They're just too far apart.
Right.
So then they have to be from 2, 4, and 8. So I can still do 4s across here, but these two don't need to be the same.
Right. One could be 2 and the other could be 8.
Yeah, which I considered over here, but not over here for some reason. But these still have to be 3 and 6 then.
Well, 8 would have to be at the top. Well, no, not necessarily, because it still leaves room for 9 and 7 that way.
Yeah. You just can't wrap around crazily like this.
Although, if 8 does go at the bottom, where are we going to put 7 without touching 6 or 8? I guess it would fit over there with the 4.
Well, even if we tried to stuff it into this space, this is only 6. It can't touch this 6 here. So it can't take either of those two spaces. So there's not enough room to fit 2 and 7 up here. But you could maybe wrap it around oh no, you couldn't wrap it around over here.
Right, because it would touch 6. Yeah, there's not enough room for 7 if 8 goes at the bottom.
Yeah. Okay, so this one's 2 and this one's 8.
I think 7's going to have to go under the 4, otherwise it's going to end up touching 6 or 8.
Yeah, because 8 would fill like that region. And then 6 means that you can't put 7 in there. And these have to connect, so you can't put a 7 here. Or there. Or there. Yeah, a 7 here would block off all of that, and then that 6 wouldn't connect. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's a 7 regardless. Because just considering the 6s, it's locked into this region of size
Right.
13.
Five is going to have to go across the bottom.
Yeah. Because there's not enough space up here for it to share with 8. because it wouldn't be able to escape.
Right, and 9's going to have to start up in the top right corner and curl around under the 6, so 9 is going to go between the 6 and the 5.
Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2. Oh, and the 5 can't go over in this region because of the 4. So then it only fits in those 3. So 5, 2, 7. And then you said 9's going to wrap around like this?
Yeah. That one's...
I think this 8 is almost guaranteed to fill in that region. But I'm not sure how the 3s work.
I think the 1 is going to have to be up in the right-hand corner because it can't touch the 2.
Yeah.
Although it could go between the 8 and the 6.
Because what can this digit be? If the 9s are correct. It cannot be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. And it can't be 8.
And it can't be 6. Oh yeah, it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But then 9's stuck.
True. Yeah, 9 would be
well, that has to
fitting.
be a 9.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it needs 3 more. So this has to be a 9 then. Because even if it took those 2 and wraps around, this has to be a 6, 6, 6, like that. So then that has to be a 3. The fact that the 6s and 9s are next to each other is not great.
We need 2 more 9s.
So it has to be here.
Right.
But now 8 can't go.
8.
So now 8 has to fit into this region.
6 goes left 1. 1 and 9 is up there.
Nice. Secret phenomenon. Launching Masters Germany. It is up here. That looks like the right puzzle. Solution code. Column 4 followed by column 5. Oops. Spoilers. So 81427. And then 86925. Congratulations. Difficulty. I haven't done as many Philomeno puzzles, but I would say that was easy to. I would say that's easy. I don't know if I would say it's very easy. But I don't think the logic there is very difficult. But I like the puzzle. So, submit. Oh, I guess I want to keep that link open. But yeah, alright. Anything you wanted to say on Secret Philomeno before we move on to the next puzzle?
No, I'm good.
Alright, this one is Mad for Diagonals by Chris Napolitano. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Cells with squares in them contain even digits. In this grid, the digit 4 is the only even digit that is allowed to see itself diagonally.
Well, okay.
What does allowed to see itself diagonally mean? Because does this 4 see the entire diagonal? Well, I guess we'll figure it out. Because we've got even squares everywhere here, so 2, 4, 6, and 8. You can't have 4s there. There, that one's definitely not a 2. And I guess we can probably rule that this one can't be a 2 because, I mean, it definitely sees at least the cell next to it.
Right.
One of those two is even at minimum, because you've got 4 odds. So we're just looking for where the 9 is in that column. I guess it might be useful to go ahead and paint odds versus evens. I'm not sure where else to look here, honestly.
Well, the ones in box 2 is going to have to go on the bottom. So it's going to be on the top in box 3.
If we interpret this rule of 4 is the only even digit that is allowed to see itself diagonally, then on this diagonal, the 3... Oh, I didn't explain what I was meaning. As in, it can't see... It sees the entire diagonal. There's no restrictions on its visibility. Then these 3, since they're not 4, have to be different. Which would imply that these 2 are the same. Because this one sees both of those, and that one sees both of those.
Right.
Which would give us blue on this side. Which would
but it wouldn't be able to
blue
be
here.
Yeah.
So it would have to be over here, and then it rolls out of the bottom. And that gives us the rest of the row is on. 1, 3, and 9. For that one, it's not a 1. So then where can blue be in here? Well, it's not there by Sudoku. Anti-diagonal pulls it out of those, and those 2. Then blue is one of those 2.
Well, and if you look where blue is in column 3, I mean, we already know him, but and then it's going to have to be ruled out of the bottom. Yeah.
So then it's one of those two. And then how's it going to work in box 8? It's not in the middle. It can't be 1.
Right. But there's
And it
also
can't
blue in
be...
column 4.
Right. And it can't be either of these, because it would rule it out of both of those.
Right.
So blue has to be one of these two. So then looking in here, it's not on the bottom 2 rows. And it's not on the main diagonal, according to here, which actually rules it out of that one as well.
Well, follow the blue diagonal in box 2.
And it rules it out of that one. So these are our blue number is 2. If we're interpreting that rule correctly.
Okay, well then the other two, color them.
All right. Purple, and make this blue now. So that one's blue, because neither of those can be 6 or 8. So focusing on blue, can't be here or here. It can't be a 1. That's too many options, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I'll highlight them anyway, but we've got blue in there.
Minus the diagonal. And box.
You're right.
Yeah.
That one right there. And that one didn't get there. But in this box, it's none of those. It's not 2, and that rules it out of there. So blue is one of those 2, which rules it out of both of those. So that's our blue 6/8. Right, well, how does that influence here? Well, not in the middle, not there, and neither of those 2. So blue's one of those 2, which rules it out of that. Now it's one of those 2. We know it's not here.
Look at box 4. No, it can't be in row 5. Yeah. But where they are situated in box 6, like the top one would see both of the ones in column 2. And so would the bottom one. It sees one by
Right.
diagonal and the other by Sudoku.
So we get catty corner like this. Okay. So then in here, we get one
Oh,
of those 4 now.
in box 1, cell 9 sees blue and purple. It sees blue by diagonal in box 2.
Right. And then blue, well, it can't be there, so that one ends up being odd.
Box 4, the 4 has to be in column 2, so it's in column 1 in box 7.
And 4 doesn't have the
Diagonal
diagonal
restriction.
restriction. Oh, this ends up being a
Well, purple,
blue-purple pair.
yeah, I was just seeing that too. Oh, well, column 1 in box 9, that's I was going to say a 4 purple pair, but it's not. But purple does have to go over there.
Mm-hmm. If we look at blue in boxes 4 and 8, they're lined up. So one of these two is blue, which rules it out of there.
Column 3, in box 7, those are all odd.
Right.
And, oh, never mind. column 2. Well, okay. In box 1, the one that's white is odd.
Say again.
In box 1, the one that's white is odd.
Oh, can't be 9. Where's purple in here? I think it's just ruled out of those two, and obviously not 2 or 7. That's not that helpful. You know, it has to be one of those two, and one of those two. That sees that one. Okay. Yeah, I sort of want to rule or the colors out of there because they're a bit much. Oh. 6 and 8. Yeah, that the 6 can't see itself
Right.
there. So, so where's 6 in here? It's not there. It's not there. It's not either of those two. So we get 6 as one of these two. And I guess where is 8? It's not there. It's not there. And it's neither of those two. So 8's one of those two. Where's 6 in here? Well, it's not on the bottom. It's neither of those two. And it's not 2 or 7.
Okay, so 6 has to be there. That resolves the 6 in box 5.
Yeah. So that's 6. Which we don't know whether 6 is blue or purple yet. But where's 6 in here? It's not obviously not orange, 2 or 4. And it can't be there. But it can still be there. So where's 8? Not in the odds, not on that diagonal. It's in lots of places. On the top row. And it can't be that one because it sees both that one and that one. But other than that, I don't think it's restricted.
Box 3. That's not on the diagonal. Or the... Yeah.
So it's one of these two. So then those are places 8 cannot be. So 8 ends up being in there. I have 2 2s on the same diagonal.
Oh, that's... When did that happen?
A long time ago.
Sure did.
So these 3 are all different. So if we start with this one and make that blue, purple and yellow. I guess I'll go with red. Then this one was also blue because it sees red and purple. So blue ends up there. And then how does it work in here? Well, it's not there, there, or there, and it's not 1. So that's blue. So then you get blue in there. You get blue like that, except it can't be on the diagonal, and it can't be on the main diagonal, so it's off of both of those. And it's off of this main diagonal, so So it's neither of those two. So that's blue, so that one's not. And that sees that one. So then it has to be this one. And now anywhere we see blue, can't be a 6. So then it's in the top row, except it's not that one. And not that one. So that proves it's still 2. And it can't be that one because that sees it and that saw it. That's 2. 3, 4, 5, so 2 there. So now, where is red in this one? It's not there, and it's not there, and it's not 1, 6, or 2. So there's red, and red has to be 8. Well, wait, hold on. Not there, it's not there, it's not 1 or 2. It could be 6. It's one of those two. So then where is it in here? It's not there, it's not either of those, it's not 7 or 2, so it's one of those two. Where is it in here? Not there, it's not 2. You know it's that one, so how about this box? Not there, not 7. It can't be this one, because it would see that and that. And it can't be here, because it would see both of those. And this one would see both of those. So now those two see that, red is now 6. And purple's 8. So we get red there. And there. Or that one. And we know it can't be this one, because it sees both of those. Purple's one of those two. That means 8's down here. okay, this can't be 6. Because if it was, it would see that one. Which would make it there. And then we get that one and that one. And now it'd have to be here. Oh, wait, I've already run into a conflict. But this one sees... Well, that one wasn't it. But this one would force here. And it would force out of this one, so it's one of those two. So there. Which rules out of that one, so there. And then how does this one work? Because this rules it out of both of those.
Right.
No, I did have to go all the way down here, because there's no conflict yet with these. But how does this work? Had to be one of these two. But this sees that one. So the 6s would run into each other here. I think that's all correct.
Yeah.
So that's not a 6, so that one is. It rules it out of that one, which rules it out of those, which places a 6, which takes a 6 out, places a 6, takes that out, places a 6, places an 8, places a 4, leaving the rest of the column to be odd. Mm-hmm. Actually, this one's odd as well.
Row 1 is also odd.
This 8 gets ruled out of there. 6 on the main diagonal is going to place 6s there. So then 8 out of there, out of there. Obviously not a 2 or a 7.
You can eliminate a couple of those with diagonals. Okay, in box 7, the top row. I'm sorry, box 8. I'm dumb. That top one sees all 3 of the possibilities in box 5. There again, in box 8, the center bottom. Not that one, cell 8, yeah. Sees all of them in box 9.
These diagonals, yeah. So if this one was 8, it would see both of those, so that would become 8. But then this 8 sees the bottom corner, so
Right,
then
and
this
that
would all be seen. So this isn't. So now this is, and it removes it from there. And I think this one can't be 8, because that would force here. But then how would this work? Because this one would see that both of those, and that one will rule that one out. So if that doesn't work, then that one doesn't work, then those two don't work, because that is an 8, this is a 4. And now those aren't purple. That's not an 8. That is. That's not an 8.
box 7, yeah.
This one sees that one, so it's these two. All right. 2s. All right. That one was fine. That diagonal. That diagonal, that's fine. It's fine. That one's fine. That one's fine. That one's fine. That one's fine. And since all of the other ones are fine, it has to just run into those two, so those are fine. 4s don't care. 6s, that's in the same box, so that one's good. Don't have to go that way. That one's good. This one, same box, and then that one's fine. That one's fine. I missed that one. And those are good. And 8s. Cool. Cool. Good. Good. Check. Done. Done. All right. So now we just need our 4s. So that's 4. Because that one rules it out of all of that. And nope. I don't know what I'm doing. 4 is in one of those two positions. That one's odd.
No, it's got to be in column 2 in box 4.
Right, because it isn't anywhere else up here. Oh, and 4 had to be there. Okay, yeah. So this one is 9. This one's odd. 4 is one of those. Is there because these two 4s. Odd, 1 and 9.
Box 2 needs a 4. I think that's all the 4s now. Oh, no, box 9 needs a 4.
Three, 5, 7. Mountain's not a 7. 3, 5, 7, 9. Not 5 or 7. Here we go. That one sees 5, 7, and 9, and 1 there. So that's a 3.
Column 8, the 5 is in box 9.
So that's a 1. That's not a 5.
Row 8, box 7.
3, 7 pair places a 1.
3, 7 pair in row 7. Yeah, eliminates the
5, 9 places a 7.
three, 9 pair in row 1. 3, 9 pair in row 5.
5 pair places a 1.
Like, really, did we get here and get stuck?
Okay, here we go. If we look at these two that I marked in red, if they were a 3-5 pair, they would break this. So one of them has to be a 9, which removes the 9 from there. Because one of those has to be a 9 at minimum. So that's not a 9. Right, small progress. Okay, so ones are just there.
If you're looking at threes, box 2 has one mark that's not a 3.
Huh. Was looking at threes. I'm gonna remove green and orange. If this was a 3, that would be a 3, that would be a 3, that would be a 3.
Well, and the one that you started with, because those are the ones I was just looking at.
Uh-huh.
If it's a 5, the one that in
This one?
box 6, no, the one in box 6 that you started with, if that's a 3, then that's a 3. But if the one in box 6 is a 5, then that's a 5.
So these are the same.
And since those are the same, where is red in, I guess it could be one of those two.
Yeah. If this is 3, then that's 3. That would be 3, that would be 3. That would be 3, that would be 3, that would be 3. If the other was 3, then we get there.
Go to box 5.
There.
And that's as far as it can go, it looks like.
Yeah. Because it doesn't influence any of that. Okay. 5s. Did I miss any 5s?
I don't think so.
We know those are the same. So if those were 5, we get 5s here. We'll take the ones out.
Well, going from box 6, if that's 5, going into box 5, yeah, okay, you've already got it marked.
Which gives us that one and that one. This one gives us that one. And if that one's 5, we get these 3, that one, and that one. So if we had to we can split them along the 5s.
Okay, Tolrac says row 3, column 2 being 3 seems weird, but I'm too tired to understand why I think that.
Oops. So if this was a 3, you'd get 3 there, 3 there, 3 here,
Center of box 6.
Wait, why?
No, center of box 6.
Yeah, there we go. And now, bottom left there. And of course, that 3 and that 3. So the 3s would be fine. But you'd end up with a 5 here. Wait, would you? Yeah. Because where else is 5 in this row?
Oh, but then it can't be, then you can't have a 9 in box 3.
That too. So yeah. So this can't be a 3, because then it would place the 3 up here, and the 5 there, and would break this. So that's a 5. 3, 9 pair places a 5, a 9, a 3, a 1, a 9, a 5, a 3, a 1, a 3, a 9, a 9, a 5, a 5, a 9, a 3, remove color, 3, 9, 7, 3, 9, 7, 3. There we go. I don't know how difficult that puzzle was because tired. It's clearly the center of box 6 is not in box 5. Yeah. I don't particularly like combing through puzzles like that. I'm pretty sure it ended up being an hour because we put a 2 here in the first half. But yeah. Anyway. Go back to the search. Here we go. Add for diagonals. Copy and paste. Row 7. This one. 837 6 452. All right. I'm gonna say nice because I don't like the picking through logic. Now that may end up being because I missed the stuff, but I don't know. I like puzzles that sort of tell you where to go a little bit nicer. Now, of course, that's just my own preference. So there's nothing inherently better about those puzzles. It's just those are my preferences. Difficulty-wise, I mean, the 3-5 stuff in here was really important. As far as the actual difficulty of that logic, I mean, it was standard Sudoku rules, so it's just finding it. I don't know. I guess I would probably put this on like average to hard, maybe. I think I would probably say average because I think the rules could be explained just a little bit better. That I don't know, like if it was just a little bit more explicit about how, like, what it meant by see itself diagonally, I'd have liked that a little bit better. But I don't know. Most people seem to have gone with average, so that's probably a good spot to put it.
Sounds reasonable to me.
Yeah. The XY wing that I spotted, that took a 9 out of there was really important as well. Because you had the 3, 5, and 9 triple. That was like this. That took a 9 out of here because one of these two had to be a 9. Which I think forced was what allowed this to be helpful, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, we got through the puzzle. We gave it a rating. So I want to take on another puzzle. grab another from the list. The list being bunch of bookmarks from Cracking the Cryptic. So there's this puzzle here. Doesn't have rules associated with it. Akari player. One of Simon's favorite types of Japanese logic puzzles is Akari, and those clever folk on the Discord server seem to have invented a new form of it. The idea is that the lights you place in the grid can be of different colors, and this seems to open up a new can of logical worms. We try 3 puzzles tonight. The first by Sam Kappelman Lines is a basic Akari. The second is an Akari RGB from the Generally Approachable Pencil Puzzle series on the Discord server, and the main course is Anomaly Blue, maybe, from Wisteria Fall, which has been recommended to us many times. So, rules. Place lights in some unshaded cells so that every unshaded cell is illuminated. Lights illuminate the cell they're in, as well as all cells seen in a straight line, horizontally or vertically, up to either the first shaded cell or the edge of the grid. Lights may not illuminate each other. A number in a shaded cell counts the lights orthogonally adjacent to that cell. Okay. So we're placing light bulbs. So if I were to place a light bulb here, then that would fill in that region, and then the 1 would be done. Okay. So how do I reset the time? I just hit refresh. There we go. Okay. So we know all of our zeros have nothing next to them. And it has to be one of these two, so that's not allowed.
Well, and around a 3,
Yeah.
the corners cannot. There's another 3 down in the right, bottom right corner. And in row 2, to the right of the first one, since that one cannot, the only way that spot can be lit is if you put a bulb above it.
Right.
And to the left of the one,
the only way that can
one
be
has
lit
to be a right.
if it was here.
Right. Next to the last column, between the 0 and the 1, there's a dot. So, yeah. Which, the 1, so then in between that dot you just made, and then underneath the 1 has to be a light, because that's the only way that spot can be lit. Which is everything for that 1. And the 1 in the final column, so now the 3 to the left of that has 3 spots. The 2 you have to eliminate put a dot in the diagonal spot there. So now the spot between the 1 and the 2, the only way that one's lit is by itself.
The only way this one is lit is this one now,
below it.
then.
Uh-huh. The 2 that's in column 2, the space to the right of it, the only way it can be, has to be a light. Oh, and the 0 just to the right and up a little bit from where you are right now. There's, if you look above it, well, yeah, that.
Both of these?
Both of those have to be lights. The row 2 between the 0 and 1, there's a dot, and the only way it's lit is below it. And then the 1 has only one spot to light the 1. The 3 above it has to be lit because that's, and the 1 below it. So that's everything for the 2 and for the 3 there. And you can't do the corner because that one would leave just the dot there, so it's there and there.
Nice. Okay. Then we might still have time to do this puzzle, which is a red, green, blue version of it. So here we go. All tiles must be illuminated. Lights may not shine a light on another. Numbers count orthogonally adjacent light bulbs. Each target must be illuminated by the corresponding lights, possibly directly on top. No target may be illuminated by a color that wasn't indicated. Magenta targets, blue-red, must be illuminated by one red and one blue. And cyan targets, green-blue, must be illuminated by one blue and one green. Yellow must be illuminated by one red and one green. Okay. Then yeah. Alright. Not seeing a timer.
Well, around the 0s, it's going to be nothing.
Well, this has to be red. Because how else does this get red? And lights can't illuminate each other. So this has to be blue in order to make that magenta. Right?
Right.
So that's good. So then I need a red in one of these two positions. And it can't be here.
Right.
So wait. One of those two is red. You can't have red in this row. I need to have a red in this row. Oh, I guess I should look at this one. This needs both red and green. If I put a green
Well, you can't put red there.
Right, because that is already illuminated by one red.
And it needs green.
If we buy one blue and one green. And then, so this is red. And so that can't be red anymore. So that's red. And then it needs a green, so that's green. This needs both green and blue. Well, this can't be blue, so it's green. Then this one's blue. So then I think this one's blue. That way it illuminates both of these blues that need to be illuminated.
Right. There's a red just to the left of the zero at the top that needs.
That's... Well, it's going to have to be here. So then this one's blue, and this one's green.
The timer stopped.
Yeah. That seems to be...
Are you looking to see if there's a check button?
No, I was just sort of looking at these, but yeah, I was sort of looking for a check, but it looks correct. Especially because the timer hit the stop button there.
Right.
But yeah, I guess I can always just go and double check with what Simon has. That I think looks pretty similar. Yeah. This looks a little different from mine. I'm not entirely certain as to why, but it could be an update to the website because this puzzle was released, or rather the video released on their channel in October of last year. There. Alright, there's one more puzzle on here on this video, so let's go ahead and see what that does. So this one, is different than the other one. So we know those aren't. We know these aren't. Well, either get red here or there, which is allowed.
Oh, that one, yeah. And those 2 zeros up at the top can't have anything around them.
Yeah. Well,
The next to the last row, there
yeah,
is a blue-red spot. One of those directly underneath it has to be blue or red,
right.
which will also take
Red,
care of whichever one that ends up being over there to the left.
right. I guess one thing we know about the two color positions is that they can never have a light on top of themselves.
Right,
Because
because
if
then
they
another light would be illuminating it.
exactly.
Well, okay, yeah, never mind.
One of these two has to be red or green. It's probably this one, but I don't know for certain. And I need a blue in this row. Well, you can't put blue there or there.
All right, in row 3, there's a red-green,
Mm-hmm.
and then to the right of that, there's a green-blue.
Mm-hmm. So I need a green in this row.
Right. Okay, and we know that the red has to be in the row underneath that.
Yeah.
Well, blue is going to have to be in the column. But that's...
Can't put it
we can't...
there or there. That can't be any color of light because it would clash with either blue or yellow.
Right.
Oh, which means that can't be either because it would clash with blue or yellow. Nor can that one. Or that one.
Right. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like it's an 11 by 11 grid.
Mm-hmm.
So 10, 10. It sees blue red above and to the left of it.
Yeah.
So if a bulb is so that's going to have to be either blue or red there. That one has to be a bulb.
Although
So
I
then
can't
nothing
think of a reason why it couldn't be
why it has to
here
be.
and here.
Well, I guess that's true. All right, yeah, you're right on that.
Yeah.
And we do have to light the entire grid, right?
Mm-hmm. That can't be blue. But I could put red in either of those two. Kind of want to start making assumptions because, like, this, the fact that these two both need to be blue, meaning if I place a blue here, would be very useful. But there's no reason as to why it has to be that way. I could put the blues in these two positions.
All right. In the bottom row, there's a spot that if that is red, then for the blue red to the left, the only spot that you can put a blue in that column is directly below the 1.
That
No,
can't be
because
blue and
that
that
would.
can't be blue because it would conflict with the yellows.
So then you couldn't put anything else by that 1.
Right.
But that's only if the other one is red and you need a blue. Because if that one's blue, you need a red, and then the red could go in any of the 3.
Yeah.
But then we would
Does
have,
the
well,
same thing apply up here? Now you can put blue. You can't put it here, but you can put it in either of those positions. And then red can go in either of those positions. Depending on that one.
right, in row 9, column 4, there's a red-green. We knew one of the 2 above it has to be red or green, and one of the 2 to the left has to be red or green. The second one that you marked can't be green.
This is the magenta below it.
Now, if the green is in the horizontal, if that's green, then that highlights the green, and then you need a red for that other red green in the first column.
Mm-hmm.
And it would have to go above the other red green. That has to be red. Otherwise, there's no. I guess you could put the red above it also.
Yeah.
If it goes somewhere else.
We are over time. We can come back to this tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. All right. Come back to this tomorrow. Stop. Yeah. All right. Any commentary on the puzzles we did today? I guess I'm not sure why I'm closing out puzzles because I need to save their links. I don't think these are going to end up on Logic Masters Germany because they don't have unique names, but Well, I guess there are some Akari puzzles. Yeah, that was the hard one. Walker Anderson. I'm not sure how to find the others. Sorry, Sam. Sorry, Walker. Can't spell. Oh, all right. Well, I tried. Yeah. It is time of nap. All right. Talking screen. Yeah, you'd think I would know, regardless of whether or not my brain is working, how to end stream. But yeah, I guess since it's the end of the stream, anybody who watches this back, well, I guess there have been people watching the Sudoku streams back after they've finished, so I greatly appreciate everyone who does that. And I really hope that you have liked, commented, and subscribed. However, most people aren't liking, commenting, or subscribing. And I don't know why you're not doing any of those things. So make sure to do that. Other than that, that we'll be back with more Sudoku tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And then Project Zomboid should be this weekend, and I will try to play some more Horizon Zero Dawn. I was able to continue that this morning. But other than that, make sure to do your YouTube engagement stuff. But yeah. All right. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.